How fame changed everything for 1000 LB Sisters star Tammy Slaton. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For 1000 LB Sister latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. The weight of celebrity can be measured in many ways, but for Tammy Slaton, star of TLC's 1000 LB Sisters, the transformation brought by fame extends far beyond the literal pounds she's carried throughout her life. What began as a reality television opportunity to document her weight loss journey has evolved into something much more complex, a story of public scrutiny, personal growth, and the double-edged sword of sudden visibility. Before cameras ever entered her life, Tammy was simply a woman from Kentucky trying to navigate the challenges of extreme obesity in a world that often lacks understanding for those who struggle with their weight. At her heaviest, tipping the scales at over 500 pounds, she faced daily battles with mobility, health complications, and social isolation. Like many people dealing with severe obesity, she existed largely in private spaces, her struggles known primarily to family and close friends. The decision to participate in 1000 LB Sisters, alongside her sister Amy, represented hope, a chance to finally address the health crisis that had dominated both women's lives for decades. What neither could have anticipated was how the lens of reality television would fundamentally alter the trajectory of Tammy's existence, bringing both opportunities and challenges that would reshape her understanding of herself and her place in the world. The immediate impact of fame was overwhelming. Overnight, Tammy found herself transformed from a private individual into a public figure. Social media accounts that had previously been personal spaces became flooded with messages from strangers, some supportive, others cruelly judgmental. The intimate details of her health struggles, once private family matters, were suddenly being discussed by millions of viewers who felt entitled to comment on her every choice, from her eating habits to her relationships to her parenting decisions. This public exposure brought an unexpected level of accountability. Where before her weight loss efforts might have been known only to her immediate circle, now every setback or success played out on national television. The pressure to perform, to provide compelling television while simultaneously addressing serious health concerns, created a unique form of stress that few people outside of reality television can truly understand. Financially, fame brought both opportunities and complications. The show provided immediate income, but it also opened doors to endorsement deals, public speaking opportunities, and other revenue streams that Tammy had never imagined possible. However, managing sudden wealth while dealing with ongoing health issues and the demands of celebrity proved challenging. The financial literacy that comes naturally to some became a crucial skill that required deliberate learning and support. Perhaps most significantly, fame altered Tammy's relationship with her own identity. Before television, she was primarily defined by her roles as a sister, a mother, and a member of her local community. Suddenly, she became known primarily as the star of 1000 LB Sisters, a label that both empowered and constrained her sense of self. This new identity came with expectations that sometimes conflicted with her personal desires and needs. The mental health implications of sudden fame cannot be understated. Depression and anxiety, already common companions for those dealing with obesity and social stigma, took on new dimensions under the pressure of public scrutiny. Every emotional struggle became potential content for future episodes, creating a complex dynamic where personal healing and entertainment value sometimes seemed at odds. Relationships underwent profound changes as well. Family members who had previously shared private struggles found themselves navigating new boundaries between love and entertainment. Friendships evolved as some people were drawn closer by the shared experience of fame while others drifted away, unable to relate to Tammy's new reality. Romantic relationships became more complicated, as potential partners had to grapple with dating someone whose personal life was regularly broadcast to millions. The healthcare system presented its own unique challenges. While increased visibility brought access to better medical care and resources, it also meant that medical appointments sometimes became photo opportunities or content for social media. Privacy in medical settings, something most people take for granted, became a luxury that Tammy had to actively fight to maintain. Professional opportunities expanded in unexpected ways. Beyond the show itself, Tammy found herself invited to speak at conferences, consulted for health and wellness initiatives, and approached by other media outlets. This professional growth required developing new skills: public speaking, interview techniques, and media training, while still managing the primary focus of health and weight loss. The educational aspect of fame proved both rewarding and frustrating. Tammy became an inadvertent teacher, helping millions of viewers understand the complexities of severe obesity and the challenges of weight loss surgery. However, she also became a target for those who failed to understand that her journey was not a simple matter of willpower or lack thereof, but involved complex medical, psychological, and social factors. Body image issues took on new dimensions under the scrutiny of fame. While the goal of weight loss remained constant, the process of that transformation being documented and critiqued by millions added layers of complexity to an already difficult journey. Every pound lost or gained became public knowledge, subject to analysis and judgment by people who had never faced similar challenges. Legal and financial management became crucial skills. Contracts, intellectual property rights, and business dealings required careful attention and often professional assistance. The naivety that might be forgiven in someone focused primarily on health concerns became a liability in the business aspects of celebrity life. Privacy became a precious commodity that required constant protection. Simple activities like grocery shopping or taking children to school became potential encounters with fans or paparazzi. The freedom to make mistakes in private, to have bad hair days or difficult moments without documentation, largely disappeared. Social media literacy became essential for managing public perception and connecting with supporters. Learning to navigate platforms that could amplify both positive messages and cruel criticism required developing thick skin and strategic thinking about online presence and engagement. The impact on Tammy's children cannot be ignored. Suddenly, their mother's struggles were public property, and they had to learn to navigate a world where their family's challenges were entertainment for strangers. This responsibility, placed upon children who were already dealing with their own family dynamics, added another layer of complexity to an already complicated situation. Professional boundaries became crucial as the lines between Tammy's personal life and her public persona sometimes blurred. Learning to say no to opportunities, to maintain personal space even when public access was expected, required developing assertiveness skills that many people never need to cultivate. The long-term implications of reality television fame continue to evolve. Unlike traditional celebrity status that might be achieved through talent or achievement, Tammy's fame stemmed from documenting a health crisis, creating unique ethical considerations about privacy, consent, and exploitation that the entertainment industry is still learning to navigate. Support systems became more important than ever, but also more difficult to maintain. The people who had supported Tammy through her weight struggles before fame sometimes struggled with their own roles in her new reality. Professional support networks, including therapists, nutritionists, and medical professionals, needed to understand both the medical and celebrity aspects of her situation. Looking forward, the legacy of fame continues to shape Tammy's choices and opportunities. The platform that initially seemed like a tool for health advocacy has evolved into something more complex: a responsibility to represent not just herself, but millions of people who struggle with similar challenges while navigating the unique pressures of public life. The transformation from private individual to public figure represents one of the most profound changes that fame can bring. For Tammy Slaton, this transformation occurred simultaneously with one of the most challenging personal journeys of her life, creating a unique intersection of vulnerability and visibility that continues to define her experience long after the cameras stop rolling. In many ways, Tammy's story reflects broader questions about privacy, dignity, and the price of visibility in modern media culture. Her willingness to share her struggles publicly has undoubtedly helped raise awareness and understanding of severe obesity, but it has also required sacrifices and adaptations that few people ever have to consider. The complexity of her experience, managing serious health issues while building a public persona, navigating family relationships under media scrutiny, and learning to balance personal needs with public expectations, represents the multifaceted nature of modern celebrity, even when that celebrity stems from documenting personal struggle rather than traditional achievement. As her journey continues to unfold, both on screen and off. Tammy Slaton's experience serves as a case study in how fame can simultaneously empower and complicate an individual's efforts to improve their life circumstances. The transformation she has undergone extends far beyond physical weight loss, encompassing a complete reimagining of identity, relationships, and possibilities in a world where personal struggles can become public spectacle. How fame changed everything for 1000 LB Sisters star Tammy Slaton. Tammy Slaton's life before reality television was one of relative anonymity, despite carrying a name that would eventually become synonymous with one of TLC's most compelling shows. Born into a family that would later captivate audiences across the nation, Tammy's early years were marked by the same struggles with weight that would eventually bring her into the public eye. Her journey from a private individual grappling with personal health challenges to a television personality navigating the complexities of sudden fame represents a transformation that goes far beyond physical appearance. The decision to participate in 1000 LB Sisters was not made lightly. For Tammy and her sister Amy, the show represented an opportunity to address serious health concerns while potentially reaching others facing similar challenges. What neither could have anticipated was how fundamentally fame would alter every aspect of their daily existence. The cameras that initially seemed intrusive gradually became a constant presence, documenting not just their weight loss journey but every moment of their lives. Before the cameras began rolling, Tammy's world was defined by routine and familiarity. Her days were spent in the comfort of her family home, surrounded by the same faces and the same conversations that had shaped her existence for years. Social interactions were limited, often constrained by the physical challenges that excess weight presented. Simple tasks that others took for granted required significant effort and planning. Shopping trips were complicated logistics, and social events often felt like minefields of judgment and unwanted attention. The arrival of the production crew marked the beginning of a new chapter, though its significance wasn't immediately apparent. The initial weeks of filming felt surreal, like participating in someone else's documentary. Tammy found herself adjusting to the presence of cameras in her most private moments, learning to speak naturally while knowing that her words would eventually be heard by thousands of strangers. This adjustment period was challenging, requiring a fundamental shift in how she viewed privacy and personal space. As episodes began airing, the impact of sudden fame became impossible to ignore. Messages from viewers poured in through various channels, creating an unexpected connection between Tammy and people she had never met. Some messages were supportive, offering encouragement and sharing similar struggles. Others were critical, questioning her choices and offering unsolicited advice about her health and lifestyle. Learning to navigate this new form of communication became an essential skill, one that required developing thick skin and selective attention. The financial implications of fame were both immediate and long-term. While the show provided a steady income during filming, it also opened doors to endorsement opportunities and public speaking engagements. Tammy found herself considering career paths that had never been possibilities before. The monetization of personal story became a complex ethical consideration, balancing the need for financial stability with the desire to maintain authenticity and privacy. Relationships underwent significant transformation as well. Longtime friends and family members struggled to adjust to Tammy's new public persona. Some relationships strengthened, with loved ones rallying around her newfound platform. Others became strained, as the pressure of constant public scrutiny affected interactions and created new sources of stress. Romantic relationships faced unique challenges, as potential partners had to consider dating someone whose life was increasingly public property. The psychological impact of fame proved to be one of the most significant changes. Tammy discovered that public perception rarely aligned with private reality. Viewers formed opinions based on edited segments, missing the nuances and complexities of daily life. The pressure to maintain a certain image while staying true to personal values created internal conflict that required careful navigation. Therapy became not just helpful but necessary, providing tools for managing the unique stresses of public life. Health remained a central concern, but the approach to addressing it evolved significantly. The show's format required regular weigh-ins and progress updates, creating a structure that some found motivating and others found stressful. Tammy learned to balance public accountability with personal well-being, understanding that sustainable health changes required more than just external pressure. The medical attention that came with fame provided access to resources that had previously been unavailable, though it also meant that personal health decisions became public knowledge. Professional opportunities expanded in unexpected ways. Beyond a show itself, Tammy found herself invited to speak at conferences, participate in health advocacy, and collaborate with organizations focused on obesity awareness. These opportunities required developing new skills in public speaking and advocacy, transforming her from a private individual into a public figure with a platform for change. The responsibility that came with this platform was both empowering and overwhelming. Privacy became a precious commodity that required active protection. Simple activities like grocery shopping or dining out took on new complexity as recognition became increasingly likely. Tammy learned to balance public engagement with private time, creating boundaries that allowed for normal human experiences while acknowledging the public interest in her journey. This balance shifted over time, requiring constant adjustment as fame levels fluctuated. The media landscape presented its own set of challenges. Interviews, both formal and informal, became regular occurrences. Learning to communicate effectively while protecting personal privacy required developing a public persona that felt authentic while maintaining necessary boundaries. Social media added another layer of complexity, offering direct communication with fans while also providing a platform for criticism and unwanted attention. Family dynamics shifted as the entire Slaton family adjusted to their new reality. While Amy remained the primary focus of the show, Tammy's involvement affected everyone in their orbit. Extended family members found themselves indirectly in the public eye, requiring conversations about privacy and consent that had never been necessary before. The family learned to navigate collective fame while maintaining individual identities and relationships. The concept of normalcy became fluid and subjective. Activities that had once been routine now required consideration of public perception and potential documentation. Tammy found herself questioning whether certain behaviors were appropriate for public consumption, learning to distinguish between sharing her journey and oversharing personal details. This internal filter became a constant consideration in daily decision-making. Support systems evolved to meet the demands of fame. Traditional friendships required new boundaries and understanding, while professional relationships developed around the reality of public life. Tammy learned to identify genuine support from those who simply wanted access to her newfound platform. Building a team of trusted advisors became essential for navigating the complexities of public life while maintaining personal integrity. The long-term implications of fame continued to unfold over time. Career opportunities that seemed exciting initially required careful consideration of sustainability and personal fit. Financial management became more complex, requiring professional guidance to navigate income fluctuations and long-term planning. The temporary nature of reality television fame meant preparing for potential shifts in public attention while maximizing current opportunities. Personal growth accelerated through the challenges of public life. Tammy discovered strengths she hadn't known she possessed, including resilience in the face of criticism and the ability to use personal experience to help others. The platform that fame provided became a tool for advocacy and support, transforming personal struggle into public service. This evolution from private individual to public advocate represented one of the most significant changes brought about by her television experience. Looking forward, Tammy's experience with fame had fundamentally altered her approach to life decisions. The knowledge that personal choices would be subject to public scrutiny influenced everything from career moves to relationship decisions. Yet this awareness also provided opportunities for intentional living, using the platform to create positive change while building a life that felt authentic and fulfilling. The transformation from private citizen to public figure had been complete, bringing with it both opportunities and challenges that would continue to shape Tammy's life for years to come. Fame had changed everything, but perhaps most significantly, it had revealed the strength and resilience necessary to navigate life in the public eye while maintaining personal authenticity and purpose.